All right.
All right. Happy Teaching Tuesday. I guess I should
Happy
take my balloons
Tuesday.
off. Who's got a question? Your silence is deafening. Oh, Catherine
If
has a question.
Caroline comes back,
Who
we might
is?
want to do the translations today.
Okay.
That's what I thought, but it shouldn't take. That's a big thing. So,
Who has a time limit that has a question? Raise your hand first.
We did notice Catherine had a question.
Just wanted to make sure about time limits in case someone had to head off, but it looks like we have none. If you suddenly do, let us know. Okay.
I'm having trouble adding, like I'm trying to make like placeholder questions for the appendix, but it's not allowing me, or it's not showing like the most recent one. So if I have like 3, it'll only show the first 2. So it'll never show anything until like I've added another screen. Does that make sense?
well, let's take a look and see if we can figure out the details. Yeah, that's a good starting point.
Okay. And I'm also missing the GitHub button.
Okay.
I don't know why it's not.
We can solve that one first.
Okay.
So if you go to your name, that drop down, I'll grab an arrow.
It's over here.
And then go to Profile, Other Settings, at the top, the Other Settings button. And then
My screen is blocking. Okay.
oh no, no problem. And now we should be able to set up GitHub right from that link. All right, so yeah, just click Configure, and it should walk you through what you need.
Aubrey, make note, this might be something you'll have to scrub, just in case there's anything.
Got it.
Yeah, this will have your GitHub username, but it won't show your password at any point.
I have a couple.
Well, if you can pause the share, then it won't show.
Oh yeah, that's right. If
So
you
go
want
up to your
share.
menu and yeah, okay.
Catherine has had hers connected to GitHub. Is there any reason that it would come undone?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't
Life
think
is chaos.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
fair. You don't have to always know. I was just wondering if we.
It says it's already configured. Okay, so yeah, now, so that's the thing. You don't have to click the save button. So I don't know why that UX is weird. But I just click back to profile or just go back to your playground. You can skip that. And let's see if the GitHub button is now on. One thing I'm wondering is, did you happen to create a new login, Catherine, by any chance?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not, yeah, not
No,
since.
definitely.
Okay. Okay, so.
Hello?
hey, Carolyn.
Okay, so these are the 2 I added, but it's not showing my 3rd.
Yeah, let's look at the
Great.
file. So
So
tell
I
us
added,
about, okay.
so I added these are the 3 I added,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not showing this one.
All right, so yeah, let's search for that where that's defined.
There's this. Yeah, so these 3 are the ones I added. The complaint, impound, and then this one's not showing. But if I add another one, this one will probably show. Like if I add another block like that, then this one will show up.
What do you mean by it won't show up?
Like it's not showing up here in my interview. It has
Are you
the first-
calling the variable for the screen?
I thought I was up here, you mean? In my order block?
Yeah.
It does look like it. Let's look at your order block again. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
So
these
we-
are the set progress ones you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
We should be able just to let's look at it again, just a little slower this time and see. It looks like it will be pretty short, so. You want to just do a save and run and let's just see what happens
Okay.
screen by screen.
No. Right, I wasn't getting an error before.
This error is just saying there's nothing mandatory in the interview, which is
Oh, I'm running it from the wrong thing. That's why.
okay. Ah, well, let's check that. Yeah, okay, you're definitely including the file. That's what I was wondering.
Well, she said it was a screen, not the thing, so.
That's true. So, okay, so this is so far, this is what you're expecting. These are the ones that
Yeah.
were showing before.
Yeah, so
Let's try uploading a little file, or if it's not optional, I guess, at least.
I don't think it'll let me go past if I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's required. It shows it required.
I can see the little star there.
And there's the impounded one, which is the second question, which when I first added that wasn't showing up until I added the subdoc block. And then this one showed up.
All right. Yeah, let's just see what happens. That's a weird UI thing that we have to fix. Bug in DocAssembly.
Oh, now it's showing up.
Okay,
Okay,
well,
now it's working.
all right. We can look at the source button and see like where it's being triggered from. The first thing I was wondering is like, since you're including this file in another one, how are you referencing that included block? Can we see on the source button what is triggering the screen to show? So scroll down to the bottom. So it's running this. Okay, so it's looking for, I'm assuming it's trying to get the definition of interview order appendix template weaver, right?
If you go up a bit, we'll be able to see.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. And where is that? It's mentioned. Can we see where it's mentioned in this file? Yeah. So copy this.
Oops.
Oh, I'll move my arrow, sorry. And let's just see where it's mentioned here in this file. And it's in the main order block. So I wonder did you maybe when you were testing try rearranging these two blocks?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't do anything in this YAML.
Okay. Well, what's in this block? That's what you used to have as the first one. So this was running, well, or maybe
Oh,
you have it as the first one.
do you think what it could be? You made, you've got the two files, right? You've got your sort of parent file that we're looking at, and then you have a different YAML that you were adding the screens to, right? I'm guessing that you saved the second screen when you added the new
Yeah.
placeholder screens, but then you didn't, and you just refreshed the view, but you didn't, what you have to do is you have to save and run the parent file. If you ever make changes in the included files and you run it again, it'll only work if you saved the parent file.
Yeah, that's
I
probably
bet
what I was doing.
I bet
Yeah.
that's
So
what happened.
save in both places and then you can refresh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what I was doing.
I bet that sounds exactly because that's why it worked this time, because you just saved the parent file and that's why it showed up. That'll
Okay.
catch you a lot. That'll
Yeah,
really,
it still
yeah.
gets me.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's all I had.
Right.
I structured it this way to make Catherine's life more difficult. Is there a better way that we should have structured it, or is that a safe way so that Catherine can work on the appendix part kind of in its own YAML?
I mean, it depends why you're doing it. If that appendix part is going to be used in other interviews, then it should stay separate. If it's only in her interview, then there really isn't. Then I want to understand why it is that it was separated.
We had it separated because we ran it through the Weaver, and so we wanted to get as much out of the Weaver as we could, and then use some of the questions that were built from the other one to replace some of the stuff that the Weaver did. But we're really trying to squeeze a lot of the work out of the Weaver, basically.
Yeah, I would say like it totally is preference. Like once you start to have a lot of separate files, it can be confusing, but that seems like a good reason to just keep them separate for now, unless it's causing you problems. And if it's easier to merge them, then that's fine too.
Okay. And this is again just my question. As this another consideration is that like in some state there would be lots of different people working on lots of different parts. So this would kind of be like Catherine's working on one part, somebody else is working on a totally different part, and kind of separating them to different files. Does that make it harder or easier?
I think it makes it easier because you're less, I think GitHub is pretty smart, but you will sometimes get merge conflicts when a bunch of people are working on the same large file, especially like if you change something at the end of the file. So that's a good enough reason to me to keep them separate if you think people will work on separate files.
It's disconcerting. I mean, it is disconcerting when two people are working on the same file. It just intuitively, it feels a little odd.
You will want to think about how you might need to merge the review screen if you want them to be all on the same review screen. Like you might want to, depends how you want to handle that, or provide, you know, two buttons to go to edit different things.
That's a good point. Thank you. We will make an issue for it.
I assume since so much of this is going to be custom, you probably have to do a lot of work on the review screen too, right? Like just remember that you'll want to have it in one of the files, probably the review screen for both pieces.
Yeah, that's a great idea. All right, thank you.
Before, you weren't on the call, Caroline, but I don't know if anyone had any other questions. Audrey, I could look at you maybe to see if there were anything that you wanted, although I know you just finished the deadline probably, so maybe you're taking just a listening break.
I am a fly on the wall today. Thank you.
Should we jump to Caroline? Should we try to see how far we can get on the translations? I think it'll be good to have recorded, and you know, hopefully for everybody, eventually you'll get to having a translated interview. It might benefit you to have this recorded. Is that something you're ready to do today, Caroline?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't prepare anything, so we'll just be a little
so we'll just have
around,
to dive in and figure out where the files are, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know where the translate. Bye, Ryan. I just gotta close my door. I don't know where I don't know how I don't even know how I sent you the. Do you want to start with Spanish because that's the easiest one for those of us who only speak English to read?
Yeah,
did I send them to you? Do you know where? Did I send the? It's just a spreadsheet, right? That's what we're talking about. And so, have I sent that to you already, or should I find it?
If you cannot find it, then
so you want me to look for it.
I think you chatted it to me at one point.
That's what I was wondering in Teams, right?
In Teams, yeah.
All right, let's see. Chat.
In the meantime, Catherine, if you want, we did get to see like your files when you were uploading files. So if you don't want that to appear, let us know so that we can, you know, edit that part out or blur that part out.
Oh yeah, probably, because stuff from the other clinics in there, so probably, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna look at my own. I'm gonna have you look where you're gonna look, and I'm gonna look at my own, see if I can find it.
Well, I'm not seeing on Teams. Oh, maybe it was in the 209A team.
Oh, duh, yeah. All right, I'll find a better way to look for this.
We should put them there once we find them. I don't think they are there.
Uh, 209A interview, Vietnamese. Nope. Yeah, 209A package. No, it's not it either, I don't think. Where the heck is it? All right, shared drives. Translations. 209A. To be translated. To be translated. Ugh. I don't think this is it. Shouldn't be in the to be translated file. It should be in the translated. No, that's not it. I wonder if I could have just forwarded the email to you. Sorry, guys. Talk amongst yourselves.
Definitely send it to me somewhere.
Oh,
Let me see. There might be a different way for me to find it. Like files. You wouldn't have emailed it to me.
Well, that's what I'm looking now to see if I might have just forwarded the email to you. But I thought I would have saved it in my drive, but I just don't know. To Quentin.
It wasn't at my Suffolk account.
It would have been your Suffolk account if I sent you anything.
Okay.
And it's not, no, it's not there. That says the proposals. Where the heck? All right.
I guess something that we could do, let me see. We could work on like the file pieces that aren't about the translation file, but about setting up translation in the interview.
Mhm.
Or let me see. I think we had a stub to add documentation about this too.
I've got them.
Oh, okay. Right. We'll just-
209A package ESXLX. So where do you want me to stick this?
Let's put them on the 209A teams for now.
So put them on the
Put them
two.
in
So
the-
go
put them in
to
the files
go to the
tab.
teams. Okay, right. All right. So let me stick this organize. Just take me a second. I found them attached to an email. I'm just going back to the email that I got, and then I'll upload them from shared drives. Translations. Spanish. Translate. Oh, it was here. I just put it in the wrong folder. Okay, duh. All right, here we go. Teams. 209A. And I just say, here's the Spanish translation. Or do you want me to say, here are the translate?
Oh,
What do you want me?
I thought you could just upload them to the files tab in Teams.
Oh, I see. Got it.
And they'll
Okay.
be in there. And
Yeah, I see. Got it. Okay.
I don't always use that tab very often.
All right. Files, upload, files. Okay. Translations team, 209A, Spanish. Okay. Fingers crossed this is the right one, Spanish. So uploaded. Okay. There's the Spanish one's there.
Great. All right.
Just can you
Well,
have
do you
a
wanna
just have a
share your
Quentin,
screen?
yeah. Can you just have a quick look at? I'm gonna upload since I'm here. I'm just gonna upload the other ones, the Portuguese, and maybe I won't because it's not here. Yeah, and just make sure that these are. Well, I guess I can. Let's see if I can open it.
Well, let's look and see. So one of the
Okay.
first steps we'll do together now is just to run it through the validator because I find that was really helpful because it was so easy to miss.
All right, so here's the
Oh.
first thing I'm realizing. So I'm not sharing my screen.
Oh, they translated.
You've got it open. They took the.
They got rid of the.
Yeah, they did that. I did. Yeah. So that's the wrong thing. So we do want to go back and get the English one and just move this over, right?
I'm actually curious to see what happens. I think the orig text is just a reference. So we could just probably
rename the column as translated text.
I don't know if it cares what order it's in. So I would actually just like copy it over to TR text.
Yeah, and not worry about, are you doing that or am I going to do it?
I can do it.
I see you're there. I don't know if I can edit and.
I forgot that it lets you do this.
You might want to delete the text that's in the original, whatever, just so that it doesn't try to match up those two. If it's going to default to something, then you want to remove.
I don't think we do in this case.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me see. Maybe if I open it in regular Excel. And I will share my screen just so people can see what we're doing here. It's mysterious to hear us talk about it.
Yeah.
All right, Excel's opening on my other screen. Let's get this over. So what we're just saying was the translators edited this orig text column directly.
That was English. When we sent it to them, that was English. And they just wrote over it instead of putting the, yeah.
They should have just copied it
Mhm.
here. All right, so I think I just need to unprotect them.
Do I have it open? Is that why it's doing that? Yeah, let me
No.
close. Yeah,
Okay.
okay. I'm closed now.
It's not the end of the world, but if we just had 2 copies of it, that would be okay. Let me see if that goes away now. I'll close this. And then try opening it. In the full Excel again. No, it's still giving me the same thing, but I'm not going to worry about that because we can just have a copy of the file.
Yeah.
Okay, now I got to unprotect it again. So just for future viewers and anyone who is curious now, DocAssemble made this file for us with these, whatever it is, 6 columns. And this is something the translator can get, and then they're supposed to, look at this column G as a reference, and then add the translated text here right next to it. That was the problem with pasting. Let's see.
It's weird. Because I feel like I fixed this on somewhere. I think I put the English back in somewhere, and I don't know why that.
All right, so I believe this column here doesn't do anything. I think the only column that does anything is this hash.
Yeah, so you want the translation to match up with the hash.
Yeah. So I think we should be okay. I'm going to save and see what it lets me save it to. Oh, well, maybe it's working now. Let's see if I go back into Teams, if it's refreshed with my changes. And Caroline, I'll have you. Yeah, okay, so that looks like that was fine. I don't think we need this orig text to have anything meaningful, but if we'll find out.
Yeah, well, we might down the line want to put the English in there so that when we're correcting stuff, there might be things, particularly with the whole issue around variable names, and sentence order and stuff.
Yes, definitely. What should happen is that, okay, so I can see some things are wrongly translated, right? Like,
yes,
if
exactly.
there's anything with an underscore, we really didn't want it to be translated.
Right.
It should have been left as a keyword.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll go ahead and just delete that row.
If you, but you're deleting a variable, right? I mean, there's another one there, choreo, right. How are we going to know? Okay.
So the other thing that is, DocAssemble will find the translations in this file and use the ones that are translated, but if they're not in the file, it will just show the English or whatever you had as the default.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, that's good to know. Oh, that's good.
And when we regenerate this file from inside DocAssemble, it should
create the English.
It'll make this the English link text again.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, something else we should check for. This just reminded me. I was just looking at this and I was like, oh, there's a space. But that's actually fine. But that's something we should add to our automated tester to make sure there's not a space between a square bracket and a round bracket. in case it's meant to be a link, because that would break the link.
I like that.
Um,
Yeah, that would be a great addition.
Are you guys writing that down somewhere?
I'm
finish your
trying to
comment?
find the repo. Yeah,
AL toolbox. Oh no, it's a AL dashboard. Sorry.
dashboard. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm just scanning here now to see
To
if there's
see if you
things
can-
that look like they're the same pattern. I don't want to search for underscore because that's going to have so many false
Yeah.
positives.
I suppose you could search for underscore that isn't blue or green. I mean, if we were going to do this like, thoroughly.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea.
Because essentially that's what I said. I said, don't translate anything that's blue or green. I figured that was the simplest way to do it. So if we have, I don't know why we have some variables that aren't colored, but that explains why some of those things got translated.
Yeah, it doesn't know that they're variables in that
Mhm.
context.
Mm-hmm.
What those mean when we see something like that is there's a checkbox choice or a radio button choice where we have the English on one side and then like what it actually sets in the interview on the next side. And some of those DocAssembly won't prompt you for. I think I pointed out to Jonathan that wasn't often helpful to have the invariant text get translated, but some of them are still there. Okay, this looks like one.
There's also I saw something you might want to search for. I think it was VER underscore Anexa somewhere. I saw that translate. I mean, that's not ANEXA. N like Nancy. Yeah. Yeah. See if you see that. I thought I saw that. No. I thought I saw something like that. Okay, never mind.
If you
It'll
just
show up
look for
somewhere.
Anexia, that might be more.
Or ver underscore VER underscore. Maybe I didn't read it correctly. Oh, yeah. You see it? Oh, Anexo. No, that's not it. Try VER underscore. No. Okay, I just must have read something wrong. Good. It's not there.
Okay, so this becomes the actual text of the interview. So if there's bugs in, especially in the variables that people are using, then that becomes a bug in the interview. So that's why it's really helpful, the test Michelle made that we can run in multiple languages. So if we ran it in English, we could run it again in these other languages and not have to rerun it in each language. And that should catch a lot of issues. But then the other thing is this validator tool that we created to catch some of the most common bugs I have seen introduced by translators. It's not everything, but it just makes it so much faster. The old way that I had to do this for made before, and it's just so time consuming to go through the interview multiple times in different languages.
No kidding.
And then you don't find the bug until you get to the bug, and then you have to start over again, and then you get to the next bug, and you have to start over again from the interview from the beginning until you get to the next bug. It's just very slow.
Then upload it every single time. Yeah.
Yeah, and upload it every time.
What
I
is
think
it
about
that
all
you're
of it.
looking for right now?
I was looking for underscores that were like terms that were translated that shouldn't have been.
Sure.
Just
Got it.
like a quick skim, just a skim quickly to see.
Yeah.
Mm.
We might see other bugs introduced by logic that was depending on those not being translated. That's broken. And I don't know how quickly we'll find those. But I only saw like 3, so maybe most of them were of the kind that wouldn't be offered for translation. Okay, so I'm going to stop my share. Caroline, why don't you start your share and I'll just show you how to use that validator tool.
Okay, just 1 second.
And we lost all of the students. They weren't as excited to see us describe what was happening on our invisible screen.
Okay. Where's the screen? Oh, here we go. Share screen.
It'd also be, well, I'll look at this afterwards and hear the part about invariance again because I missed something there. But I'll just try and catch it afterwards.
So yeah, we will download that one from Teams that we just had now. But yeah, go to the playground, sure. Log in. And now you should be able to, from here on the
Don't I want to
menu,
don't I want to go to don't I want to pull the latest or a branch of 209A?
you do.
So what branch am I pulling?
I think everything is in main right now, or master.
Okay. Okay.
And I just merged Michelle's test. So this actually be good. We can see if the test catches any issues that we didn't see.
The test won't catch any issues until you've added the languages to the secrets because it can't guess what names your languages, unless we add some kind of special ID or class to the language buttons. It's not going to be able to detect specific language buttons like dynamically. Does that make sense?
Am I pulling from master? Because it just takes a minute.
Pull from master.
Okay.
But we can run it manually with the language if the language is using the same buttons as before.
I don't know that we'll be able to integrate all of the language code right away because we didn't really wrap it up yet to be a really simple drop-in thing, but I think we can start it for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I can also set up things that will go to specific language URLs if that is desired. That's actually something I haven't thought about before.
Yeah, that might be, whatever's easier for you, honestly.
I'll have to see what the URL looks like when we run this.
It's just $lang equals ES would do it when we have the language code copied in. So it won't be something you would see from clicking a link in the interview. It's just kind of a hidden parameter.
Got it. Yep. Nope. That can be handled.
You know what? I didn't make a project. What did I'm just in, oh my God, sorry. I was just in such a hurry.
Before we get too far down here, because we don't actually need to do this yet before we run.
Oh, the verif validators. Yeah. Okay. So shall I just,
so go to that drop down next to your name. And there should be a link to the dashboard there, and that's where we're going to start.
Okay.
And then just the third middle one in the bottom row.
This one? Is this right?
Yep.
Okay. Validate translation files. Upload a translation file. Will this be in my Teams or will this be the one that I uploaded?
Use the one from Teams because we know we fixed 2 small issues.
Okay, so where do I find that?
I think you're going to have to go to the Teams window and download it.
Okay.
You'll probably have to cancel anyway, and
That's a subpoena. That's Bitcoin.
Stuff.
Okay.
We might
Teams.
blur some stuff out.
Well, I don't have anything personal. It's just okay. Files, 209 package. This is the one that you just modified. Yeah. Why doesn't it say? Can I refresh this? Sync.
No.
No.
Well, you can sync if you want to, but.
Oh, I don't. That's not what I want to do. Okay, so why doesn't it say you modified it? Because you just modified it just now.
So navigate away and come back. How about that? And we just make sure it's.
Try that refresh button, Caroline.
I didn't see a refresh button. Where is it?
Oh, it's okay. Navigating away and coming back might do the same thing.
Okay. This Teams is like, you see a refresh?
There we go.
So my arrow is still pointing to the refresh.
Oh,
it's probably
that's the refresh. Got
the
it.
Zoom.
Yeah, I see it over there. Yeah, that Zoom tool is so much fun. Okay, so I'm going to download this one. Oh, right. They've got a radio button for download. That's really, I guess that tells you can only download one at a time then, right?
I think you can download more than one though. So
Great. Okay, so
My goodness.
downloads. Where is it? It starts ES, right?
No, it ends yes.
Oh,
I think it starts with MA209A. It's like the package name.
here it is. Okay.
Oh.
I forgot now what I'm doing. So here it's in my downloads. I'm going to go to the validator in the dashboard and then upload it. That's what I'm doing, right?
Yes.
Or you could drag and drop from here, yeah.
Okay. Wrong browser. Seriously, Caroline, what are you doing? Nope. Where the heck is it? Here it is. Drag and drop files. Okay. Browse. I'm not a big fan of dragging and dropping. I'm sorry.
I understand. I am similarly uninclined.
Okay, so it's now my Zoom.
You're good. You're good.
No, I can't see my screen because of the Zoom thing.
Ah.
Okay. All right. Continue, right?
And we'll just see if it catches anything.
Yeah.
When it does, 2 errors. Okay. So
Oh, here,
up top, it just
826.
tells you things that might be like what problems might be. I don't know if that's actually as helpful as I thought it would be at first. But here you can read, this is an actual error that DocAssembly would have shown you.
So this is 826. That's row 826 in the spreadsheet, right?
Yes.
Okay, so do I want to just go fix it and then?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I definitely need to close. There is something there. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen for a second because I've got an Excel file I shouldn't be sharing. Pause share. Okay, let me just close this other file. I very rarely have people's actual identification, but this is one. Okay, is that closed now? Yeah, okay, resume share. Enable editing. Maybe. Okay. What row was it? 186?
Yes.
Is that it?
That's right. It said something like you can do it. 826, sorry.
Oh, 826. Oh, that's 1,186. $825, $826.
All right. So let's look at the Mako template error again a little more closely. Yeah, and we're going to want to at column H, not column G. Says type error in requires a string as left operand, not DAMT. Okay.
You want me to? In.
So let's click on
actually think
H
that's
to
not a
begin
real
with, just to
error
make sure
in
we're
this
there.
case. Interesting.
It's a fake error because there is no in. If plaintiff, is it picking up something else? This is 826.
Yeah. I actually don't know.
Oh, here it is.
Here
Here it is. Type not in advocate. This is it right here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't really quite know why that's written that way. But
that's me. I wrote that. It's my fault.
Well, I don't
So,
think it's I think in this case actually DocAssembly might not show an error on that screen, even though our error checker found one.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be in advocate. This was me
Could just be
forgetting
double
how to
equal
do
sign.
it. Yeah.
And then I wouldn't put it inside parentheses. So yeah, not equals.
I can't see my keyboard. Sorry, this is my problem here. Wait a minute. Brightness up, keyboard light. Okay.
I would do like a not equal, so exclamation equal.
Okay. First.
Yeah.
Like
and then get rid of that closing parenthesis. That'll make the validator happy, but I actually
Yeah.
don't think that bug would have been something.
So I'm gonna, should we look at the other errors first and then
Yeah.
do that, or you want to do one at a time?
No, that should do it. That's fine. I don't think we have to do anything more. We finished it.
But what I'm saying is we have this other error. Should we look at the
Yeah.
other error first, or
Yeah.
should I
Yeah.
upload this?
I
No,
think we should look at the other error
this.
first. Yeah,
Okay.
just like you're doing.
Error on row 1131, ID section underscore basic. No if. There's an end if. Is that what they're saying?
Yep.
1131.
My guess is it's just missing a new line break.
Yeah.
Or something. That happens a lot. Because it looks fine on screen, but if they didn't actually, because it might
Yeah.
wrap to the next line, but doesn't always
Yeah.
actually have a line break.
Are we, or 11,
89?
31.
Oh, 31.
Oh, there is no if. Oh, here it is. This is what you were saying. It's this.
So I think Control Enter lets you.
Yeah. Or Alt. Is it Alt? Isn't
Enter.
it? I think it's.
Yeah, Alt is it. Okay.
Okay,
There you
so
go.
save that.
That should, and it didn't have any warnings, which is good.
Okay.
Looks like those are just problems, maybe.
So we had the error on row 1131, error on row 826. And then these are, what is this something that you should, is this common problems triggered by the error it finds? Or is this, oh, you always get this common problems, look for these things.
You always get the common problems.
Okay.
So that's why it
All
might
right.
not have been that helpful to have that.
Okay.
As I'm
Okay.
seeing it now, I'm like, maybe that's just confusing. Instead of
And
Okay.
and this should catch those, so you shouldn't have to check those manually first or something.
Right.
You should catch
The
them.
reason why I put it there is because if you just see the big Mako traceback, you have to figure out, well, what is the actual
So
error?
so these are the things to look, if it catches, if there's an error there, look at your errors to see if these might be the issues in the error. That's what you're saying, right?
It's supposed to be like kind of a definition of the problems, but
Okay.
I don't think it's quite that. So maybe it's better just to take it out for now.
Okay, so we did the validator, right?
That was good
And-
that there were only 2 problems. I'm
Yeah,
impressed.
that is good. Okay, now what's the next step?
All right. Now we have about 15 minutes. So
Uh-huh.
let's see how far we can get actually integrating.
Okay, so what I
Okay.
need to do is actually create the project and pull it again, because I think it's just
Yeah.
loose in my playground now. I'm sorry, I was too too eager, too
No,
excited.
no.
First, I got to move this thing out of the way again. Okay, back. Try it again.
Let me see.
Um,
I might start with the most recent project I translated, which was Up to Code. So, and we'll just like basically
okay.
just do a bunch of copying and pasting.
You talking to me? No, you're talking to somebody else.
No, I was talking to you, kind of.
Oh, okay.
I'm really more narrating what I'm going to do next.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, because Up to Code, that was the thing you were doing for NLA, which threw me. Okay. So this is Up to Code. Am I doing Up to Code 209A?
No. So call yours
This is a
209A,
pro-
right? Or you
Yeah,
can't
but-
call it 209A. It has to
Yeah.
start with letters.
Translation, Spanish 209A. How about that?
I would call it translation because you can put all the files in at once.
Oh, but we're only doing, okay. Translation.
But it doesn't really, you're right. You can call it either one.
Okay. All right. Folders. I don't see an Up to Code here.
There's not. Up to
Oh.
Code is a separate project which we could use to figure out what are the language things we need to change.
So I'm still pulling from master.
Yeah.
Okay. So much for, okay, that's not too bad.
So I just put on the chat and I'll put it on the Teams in case that's easier for you to click on. A link to I made a separate file to contain the language stuff, which I think makes sense for the 209A too, because it's a
Okay.
big project and it might be hard to figure out where to put it otherwise.
Oh, it's not in templates. It's in, is it in sources? Where's the spreadsheet?
Yeah, you're going to want to upload this file to sources. That's right.
This is the one I just 142. Okay. Okay. So did you say you put something in chat for me to do now?
So we could just like start by copying in this language.yaml file to your interview.
Okay.
And it's going to be a lot of irrelevant stuff, but you could start by copying the whole thing in and we'll just delete the stuff that we don't want. So yeah, make a new file called language.yaml maybe. I don't know if that's a good best practice forever, but I think it's fine to duplicate it for this project.
You might think about a toolbox where you can just pass in the names of the links, what you want on the link.
Okay, so this is what we're calling it, language or languages?
I called it language. I don't know if that's enough to make it a
Okay.
convention. This is only one project I've done it on that way.
Right.
So
Okay. Can we call it languages? Because you use this for all of them, right?
it's like language support, maybe, is what its
Oh,
functionality is.
Okay, what do you want me to give it a, do we want to think about what you want the name to be, or?
You can call it languages. We can change it later if we don't like
Okay.
languages. And all right. So
Oh, I see, you've got language support right here. I'm going to call it language support then. I think that makes sense. Or it's really translation, not language, right? Translation support. That's what I'm going to call it, because it's not just
Sure.
language, it's specific. Okay. I'm gonna call this-
so I know we're going to delete here lines 8 through 10. Or at least comment them. Well, yeah, I think just delete those.
Just these two. Whoops. Okay,
Yeah.
take that. And we don't, oh, it took the rats. Okay.
And let's scroll down a little bit. And
Oh yeah, this is right. This is looking familiar to me. Okay.
okay, so we're going to want to add the other languages that you're going to eventually have here. So
Okay.
comma PT, right? And then
VI. Whoops.
VI, yep. And then you had Chinese as well?
Yeah, but I'm not sure whether it's Hans or I don't remember what do you know what
I think the only one that my little language tool knows about right now is traditional.
CH.
So do ZH-T. We can add we can change it if that doesn't actually match
Yeah,
what the language code that they used
okay.
is. This will put something for now. And then you can see here
Yeah,
that
specific.
you can delete this for sure. This block, sorry. I was thinking.
We don't want to use this as an example.
This
or
example
comment
won't be that helpful because it's a data
Okay.
block and I don't think there are any of those in the 209A.
Okay.
So you can delete that whole block. And I don't think we're doing dynamic updating of sections either. So you can delete the next block. And there's going to be an English and a Spanish version of all the blocks we added.
Yeah.
But this one where it says sections, you're going to
Yeah.
want something like that for this, right? 'Cause
Right.
sections don't get translated in the translation file. They need to be
Yeah.
translated in a block. So I would just comment this next block out. And then I think I put the English one right under it. No, I didn't. Okay. So yeah,
Oh, I'm at the whole I'm at the bottom now.
yeah, that's the whole thing. So this is basically what you need to do to turn it on. There's the hook to actually change the language. It understands the parameter that you put after.
And then for the
URL.
sections, we'll have a block for each. Do we want to put a comment in here? Is you need a block like this for each language or
Yeah.
no?
That's a good idea.
And how did you do your thing up here? Oh, you do this whole thing. We don't need all that.
Yeah, that's just to make it stand out in the file more.
Yeah.
Is another way to do the section titles to use the word function?
I don't think that would really make sense here because you would have to add all of those to the word.yaml file and then install it on the server somewhere.
Okay.
It doesn't automatically translate stuff. It just is a way to reference another file.
Not each section.
Oh, it doesn't add them to the spreadsheet. Got it.
No, it doesn't add them to the spreadsheet.
That would be interesting. A function that would add to the, make sure it was added to the translation spreadsheet.
And the other thing that I would have made sense to put here, there's probably a good reason I didn't, is the translation block itself, where it references the Excel spreadsheet. So we'll add one of those. And I will just, let's see.
Do you want me to find it on your
Yeah, you can go up
stick
one
it
level.
in here?
Yeah. I mean, it's really just, it has to be at the top of the file or close to the top of the file. And that's probably why.
This one, housing code interview, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it in there?
Yep.
Is
So
this one?
see here at the top, it literally has to be before the thing it translates.
Right.
I don't know why it's a weird limitation. So you could put it at the top of like translation support.yaml and then just make this block the first include. I think it's easier if it's all in one file.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And what is this file called?
You could find it from this list here and then just, I think, insert it, I think.
From the variables list?
Yeah, at the bottom, there's a place where it says source files.
Oh.
So it goes variables, functions, a couple different categories, and then eventually it comes back to source files. Down more.
Oh, maybe it's, no, it's not up.
Source
Here we go.
files.
Here it is. Okay. Wait a
Okay,
second.
so you have to, oh yeah, I see it.
I'll just click this and it'll put it in, right? There we go.
Exactly.
Okay. And then when we do more, then we just add them because we don't want it
Exactly.
looking for a file that just doesn't exist yet.
And
Okay.
now all you have to do is just include this translation support
Right.
in the main one
main file,
and have
yeah.
it be the first include.
Okay. I'm going to leave the blank because we're going to add more there. Save. Okay.
So you could, I think 2.8 package, yeah. You know this very well, sorry. I'm not narrating. You need to narrate.
Yeah.
So make
Okay. And
it-
have it be
yeah.
the first include, right?
Yep. And we should just be able to do save and run and see what happens now.
All righty. That would be so cool.
Now, if you want to use,
Oh,
the-
don't we have to add the thing about what, or is that in your language YAML, your translations support YAML? It gives you an option to pick your language. We haven't done that, right? How do you decide? How do you
thought
pick
we
Spanish?
did. It should have showed up here. I'm not sure why it didn't, but let's try another
Well-
next screen just to make sure it's like not something on the next screen. Yeah, it should show it right there. Let's look at it again and see what's going on in that file. Oh, I think I do know why. Okay.
You don't have the pick.
There's another section that sets the default screen parts and that comes later. So it's overriding this.
Oh,
So interesting. So there's some things that we want to come before everything and some things we want to come after everything.
well, also because the thing is, I guess that's this is what you did with made, right? So you want to either set it ahead. So if you're coming from a Spanish page, your link could just be Spanish, right? If you know you
Yep.
want to go to the Spanish version, or you give people the opportunity, the choices at the beginning of the interview, right?
Yes.
And we're missing the bit where you give them the choices at the beginning of the interview, right?
Yeah. So if we just go back to, let's copy in that translation block that was at the top of language support. You can go to the one
Oh,
that
the
we had open.
translation. Oh, sorry.
And we'll just move the include to the end. So I guess
Oh,
actually, no,
wait, sorry,
it.
you don't mean this, you mean the
cut
move this
lines
to the,
5 through 7.
The other, won't the
Oh,
other
okay,
pre
gotcha.
then be overwritten?
That's what we're trying to do.
But,
just for test, just to do the
oh,
Spanish now.
okay, just to do
for
the
Spanish
test.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, just to try this out.
No,
Because
we will override the pre by moving this order, but we have to have the translation Excel spreadsheet has to be the first include or close to. So,
Oh, so in the parent, you call the spreadsheet.
yeah,
Oh, no, we're not calling the spreadsheet in the parent. We're calling this YAML in the parent.
we're going to
Right.
reference the spreadsheet in the parent though. So
Oh.
let's go back to the other, I don't know if that's in the other playground. It is, yeah. So put that up top, the block we just cut.
Oops.
the pre, I believe, has code in it that lets the tests run.
So, well, we're going to have to copy that back into that then, but there's no way for it to otherwise work. So there's other things I think we want to merge this functionality into the main assembly line at some point, but good note. So we'll need to update it for the test to work. Aren't you also using it in another part of aren't you using it in like post or something as well?
Right, but that doesn't work on the signature page, I believe. There's a reason that I put it in pre as opposed to other places.
I think when I was reviewing that code, it was like, I'm not going to take it out of pre, but I have to add it to post to work on signature pages, but I could be backwards. All right, so let's move this line here.
Yeah.
To the last thing instead of the first thing. Yeah, like actually, you probably want to use that like snapshot feature too, right? And that's not in that pre-block that we just created. It'd be nice if there were other ways to dynamically build the text that goes in that block, but there are not. So we'll just have to keep them in sync.
I've asked about that.
So now let's try save and run and see if that lets us see the languages at least. And this will tell us whether it mattered that we had that Spanish column or not, the English column rather or not. All right.
Here we go.
Interesting.
Starting a new session and set. That's okay, right?
Yeah, that seems
we
like
just-
a harmless playground only error. I don't really know why it happens, but okay.
Espanol.
So let's see if anything is translated.
No.
So maybe we do need to regenerate that file.
Yeah. And then paste
Later,
the
Aubrey.
Spanish. And then paste the Spanish in, you mean?
Yeah. Or just take the English one and then
And put the Spanish in and save as.
Yeah, actually, let me look at that file again and see the other thing that they might have done.
Well, we've removed some of the rows as well, remember? So we need
That wouldn't have caused an issue.
No, but I mean, when we have to remember that we removed a couple of rows, so we can't just paste in, is all I'm saying.
Oh, you're right.
Or we start from scratch again, fix the errors. Right?
Yeah, and luckily those are recorded and they were just two small errors.
Yeah. It was 8:26 and 11:31 actually.
And
which will change because we just took the rows
And
out.
also Quentin's changes that
Also-
he changed the variable names or something.
Those are the rows we deleted. That's what
Okay.
I'm talking about.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know why that didn't work, but I'm guessing.
It's probably because
There
you're
was something
watching
to
me
do with that
doing
column.
it rather than just doing it yourself. And it's always harder to, you know what I mean? When you tell somebody else what to do.
Let me just look at one of my translation files and make sure we gave it the
Okay.
right column name, or if anything else looks really different. But I suspect it's just a little detail there.
Let me see if I can figure this out here.
So you could always try with just change some text on the first screen, make a very minimal Excel spreadsheet upload that you do just to see confirm.
Sorry, say that. What are you? I'm not
I'm just saying,
understanding.
because it's flexible, like not everything has to be translated.
Mhm.
You could just try uploading a really simple one.
A
And
simple spreadsheet.
like even a 1 or 2 column spreadsheet,
I
like a
see what you're
2-row
saying.
spreadsheet.
Gotcha.
As long as one of them's a screen, you can see right away. So also, you could, I mean, we got back that translation file from MLRI. The other half, the kelp part of MLRI. Be interesting to compare them and see what are different translations.
Yeah.
That was only Spanish, so it's different.
Right. So, of course, it'd be helpful if this were English, because then you could know right away which screens you're going to see in the very beginning. Okay,
Yeah.
let's look. What is the first? Let's see if we can figure this out. So when you run this, let's go back. Okay, whoops.
The ID is one of the columns. It doesn't start with ID : but that is helpful for finding the block.
Oh, okay, so basic questions intro screen. So let's look for that. Except it's not going to be in English. Or the ID. Oh yeah, the ID is
The ID will
English.
be. The ID will be the same.
Well, not if they translated it, right? Let's
Not if they
see.
translated the ID. Sure. Although I can
So
see
the
that
ID is one of the columns.
I can see it's in there. I can see that column still.
Oh, here,
I have
question
to,
ID.
unfortunately, have a meeting to start
Go.
right now.
Okay, that's all right.
But you can, guys,
Okay.
you all can keep working on this.
All right. I
Really.
think I'm
All right.
gonna. Okay, thanks,
See you later,
Quentin.
You're welcome. You can try the Spanish file. It will have some of the screens and text translated that I created for Up to Code. So see if that works. And because maybe that's, we don't know if it's a translation file. For
So
sure.
so what are we trying? Are we going to go to Up to what are you suggesting
You have
that we
that
do?
repository open already. So you could just try loading in that translation file and see if it helps. But I'll let you
Gotcha.
try it.
Okay. I closed it. All right, you can take off. We'll see what we can do. Let's see.
I'm gonna jump and stop the recording, but I'll leave this here for you guys to stay in this space.
Who are we? I'm going to stop sharing for a minute because I can't even see who's here.
All right. I'm
Okay, it's
here.
just Michelle and me. Right. That's
And
that's fine.
Audrey.